Anybody we have a motion and a second?
I
All
don't,
the-
are we on back there? Are our mics on? Okay, can you all hear? Karen's saying no.
Oh. Can you hear us?
1, 2, 3, eyes on me, Karen.
All right. So where we are, for those of you that haven't heard, we have a motion and a second for approval of our agenda for tonight. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, we move to tenure for our staff.
So today is always an exciting day. We always do this in the month of May, but we have 3 people to bring you today that are eligible for tenure with Clinton City Schools, and this is one of the highest honors that teachers can receive with Clinton City Schools. And we say this every year, but just as a reminder, it is no longer just you've been with us for a certain amount of time and you earn it. The laws changed on that several years ago, and really the criteria to receive tenure is very stringent. So you have to work with us for 5 years, and then the last 2 years of that, you have to have a level of effectiveness of a 4 or a 5. And with our rubric, a 3, they talk about being a rock-solid teacher. And so 4 and 5 is well and above beyond expectations, and you have to receive that level of effectiveness for 2 consecutive years in order to reach this. And so I want to bring before you, and we will award them their plaques, so you all just need to vote that you approve for them to receive tenure, and then we will celebrate with them and give them their plaques. But from Clinton Elementary School, I would like to recommend Taylor Bailey, who teaches 5th grade at Clinton Elementary School, and Morgan Lane, who teaches 6th grade social studies at Clinton Elementary School. And then at North Clinton Elementary School, I would like to recommend Megan Flora. Unfortunately, she had to leave school today with a high fever, and so we appreciate the fact that she did not show up at school board tonight to share her germs with us, but we will go to North Clinton Elementary School next week, and we will make sure that we recognize her with the staff and that she's able to get her plaque. So I bring before you today Taylor Bailey, Morgan Lane, and Megan Flora to receive tenure with Clinton City Schools.
All right, we have a recommendation. I'll entertain a motion to approve. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, so at this time, Taylor Bailey and Morgan Lane, we would like for you to come up and receive your plaque, and we want to get a picture with you. And then we're also going to let your family come up and get a picture with you as well. Jamie, would you like to be our official photographer? Taylor did her, well, both of you all did your student teaching with us, didn't you? So they did their internships with us, and then we grabbed them up, and so there we go for you, and then Miss Taylor, here's you. So we'll get one all together, and then we'll get one separately. Okay, then let's get one by each, with each. You ready? And then you don't go anywhere, because we got to plug her back in. We are centered, are we centered? Have you been paying attention? I'm doing the best I can. All right, very good. Okay, you stay put, because we do have Jim Webster, who is a former longtime school board member that served for how many years did you serve? 26 years of school board, who is her daddy, so come on up, because I know you want a daddy-daughter picture. And then hubby will get a picture of you with her. I told Jim just to come on up and take a seat, just take his old seat. Hey, Grady, who's in that room with Reagan real quick, please.
All right, 1, 2, 3. That's good.
Here, and then we'll get Grady.
Yeah.
We'll let Taylor here. Okay, Taylor.
All right, I just have a car family.
Taylor's family, come on up.
We're the best partners.
Hey, your husband must be keeping the city safe.
No, he's actually in Nashville right now.
Oh, okay.
Exception
Training.
for Christian today will be his father.
I can think of 2, just not much lovely people. And while Captain Bailey is walking back to his seat, he just received a promotion. Grady, you ready? You ready to smile? Mama? Looks like you got a baseball game tonight. Oh, he's so nice. All right. Ready? Congratulations. And I know that school board meetings are riveting. You all are welcome to stay and enjoy the fun. Scott has lots of financial studies to talk about. So that is your exit strategy. If you want to leave, but you're welcome to stay.
Can't believe they're leaving.
And then,
And then we do have one more recognition to make. Jamie Jordan, would you like to come up and make a little presentation on behalf of the board?
Yes, I would like to present just a little token of our appreciation to Laura Roberts. She was recognized at the State Coordinated School Health annual meeting this year, and out of 147 districts, she received the award for staff wellness across the state. And she's worked super hard, even having mobile health rooms for teachers, different types of drawings, informational speakers. She's really done a great job of just making staff wellness a priority and making it fun. So we're super proud of her. So Laura, if you and Joe want to come up, I'll just get a picture of both of you.
Woohoo! Jamie, since you're up at coordinated school health, I'm gonna let you get this picture with Dr. Bible. Okay? And I'll be the photographer. Okay, very good. Thank you. Well, this box is a little wonky, so be careful. Yeah, come on up. Come on up, Joe. You're part of the town. Laura and Joe, you too can hear financials if you want to stay with us, but if not, go and enjoy your evening. Thank you, Laura. We are super proud of you. Congratulations.
all right. Moving on, I'll entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to our financial report with Mr. Ray.
Everybody in the board packet should have the financial statements for the general purpose school fund, federal projects, and the school nutrition fund. Within the general purpose school fund, our revenues are coming in as we anticipated. The budget amendment that we approved in April is not reflected in the budget of this financial statement because this is dated for March. But we did increase some revenues in April's financial state, or April's budget amendment. That will be, you'll be able to see those in next month's financial statement. But as I always say, kind of nice and boring. Nothing too exciting going on. Page 2 of the general purpose school fund, this relates to my comment about the budget. You'll see that in educational capital projects, we're 967% over budget. Last month in April, you approved $400,000 for the playground and the seating, and that is not reflected in this financial statement. It'll be reflected in April, and all will be well. I didn't want you to be shocked by that one. And federal projects, we're about 2 months behind on collections. I don't like it to be there. I like it to be more in the 45-day range. But you can see our revenues for the month is about half of our deficit, which means we're about 2 months in arrears. So we're going to speed that up. And school nutrition, about right where we were last month with our budget, with our surplus. I do expect to continue to be in the surplus at year end, which is a good thing. And next month, I hope to have an official renewal proposal from SFE. But they did shoot us an email that said there would be no increase, so that's positive news. We'll get the same service, no increase, and so next year's financials should look even stronger. Any questions on financial statements?
I will have to give Scott a shout out that he did communicate with SFE, basically with the expectation there would not be an increase this year. And so they followed suit and actually agreed to his request.
Sternly.
So he definitely advocated for us.
Thank you, Mr. Ray.
Hey.
Any further questions or comments for Scott? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the March financial report.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none. Kim, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Curtis Isbell.
Yes.
Lori Wilson. Yes. Tim Bible.
Yes.
Merle Price.
Yes.
Joey Smith.
Yes.
Debbie Heaton. Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to budget amendment number 4.
Budget amendment number 4, there's some increases and decreases in revenues, just kind of adjusting as we get closer to year end. My prediction gets a little tighter. So making some minor adjustments there. We budgeted the summer learning program grant that we started, I guess it's been 4 years now, 3 or 4 years. So we got that grant. I think that was kind of hot off the presses this week,
Actually, 2 days ago.
2 days ago. So we got it in the budget. We theoretically have until June to do that, but I like to reserve June for some of the other movements within the budget. So that's in there. It did bring us to a deficit, and really the only thing that got us into a deficit is the textbook, increase in textbooks. We adopted science textbooks, and that there's an approval form later in the agenda about that. But I think it looks like it says 8 years, so it's not something we're going to do every year. But you don't get to amortize it over 8 years. You buy them, you take the hit in whatever year you buy them. And then I generally don't increase revenues unless I try to be very conservative, unless I really have a great opinion that they will increase. And I'm more likely to increase expenditures if I think we're even close to be very conservative. So I'll go the very conservative direction with either revenues and expenditures. So I'm kind of a plan for the worst and hope for the best. In budgeting, that'll keep us safe. School nutrition, a little bit of increase in revenues and decrease in revenues again to get things closer to accurate, but no effect on the bottom line of the budget for school nutrition. Any questions on the budget amendment?
Any questions for Mr.
There-
Ray?
There's nothing that I can really think to draw your attention to. It's kind of ordinary for this time of year.
All right. Any further questions for Mr. Ray? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve budget amendment number 4 as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, Kim, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Curtis Isbell.
Yes.
Lori Wilson. Yes. Tim Bible.
Yes.
Merle Price. Joey Smith.
Yes.
Debbie Heaton. Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to new business by the board. This will be our second reading of the 2025-2026 budget for next year.
The budget is, that you have in your packet, it is the same as the first reading budget, and then I just added 2 columns. One column for any changes, and then the last column totals those changes, and you have a new budget. In total, the changes were budget neutral, meaning we had increases in revenues that covered the increases in expenditures. In all, it was $127,000 difference between the first read and second and it's all salaries. Moving people into different line items. I think we may have added a position here and taken away a position there. So in all, it's 127, which is less than a teacher and a half between first read and second read. So again, nothing significant to draw your attention to there. And there's no changes in the federal programs. The allocations that have been put out, but it's gonna be a moving target for a couple months. So I don't really put a lot of time into the federal programs budgets at this early stage. But know that they're all approved in E-Plan. Tennessee Department of Education's looking at them and approving them before we can spend any money. So that's kind of the safeguard there. So any questions on the budget, second reading?
Any further questions for Mr. Ray? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve on second reading our 2025-26 budget.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none. Kim, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Curtis Isbell.
Yes.
Lori Wilson. Yes. Tim Popple.
Yes.
Merle Price.
Yes.
Joey Smith.
Yes.
Debbie Heaton. Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to our community eligibility program.
So this is an annual approval that you all give to us, but North Clinton Elementary School qualifies for the Community Eligibility Program. Basically, all that means is that every single student at North Clinton Elementary School can receive a free breakfast and free lunch every single day. It removes the barriers of having to fill out a free and reduced lunch application. This is funded solely through the USDA, so it's a federal grant, and we just have to have your approval to continue that program for the 25-26 school year.
All right, it's a great program. I know our kids benefit greatly from that.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to our local textbook.
So Scott gave a good segue into approving our textbooks, but this year was science textbook adoption. The state has revamped our adoption process. We used to adopt textbooks every 5 years and do a standards revision every 5 years. They have now increased that to every 8 years to allow us a little bit more time to dive into the standards, learn the standards, and get a little bit more bang for our buck with our resources that we purchase that are so expensive. So we've been spending the past couple of months, Kimberly Odell, our science lead, has taken the lead on this and has gotten input from several of the science teachers across the district, and we've looked at several of the state approves a set of different textbooks that we can approve. So it's vetted at the state level, and then we can only choose from what the state has approved for us to purchase. And so unanimously, the McGraw-Hill Science Series was what stood out to us as meeting the standards in the best way. You are never, ever going to have one textbook that is going to meet all of the standards with the level of rigor and depth that you need, but we want to get as close as we can to where we're providing our teachers with high-quality curriculum. But they have chosen McGraw-Hill, so upon your approval, we will purchase that for grades K through 6, and so we will have a new science textbook next year.
Any questions or comments for Kelly?
What kind of textbook is kindergarten?
Well, kindergarten is usually like more of like a magazine or just like, yeah, it's more age appropriate, a consumable type thing versus an actual textbook, yeah. And a lot of it is more digital resources for the teacher to use and like a workbook or something of that nature. That we go ahead and pay up front for the cost of it, and then they send us the workbooks and all the ancillary materials every year for free for the length of the adoption.
Not for free.
Well,
for
not
a
for free.
prepaid amount.
For a prepaid, you're exactly right. We prepay it and they said yes. Thank you for that clarification.
All right. Any further questions or comments for Kelly? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve our local textbook report abstract.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to our consolidated application for IDEA and ESEA.
So we're in the process. Consolidated application is just an application that we make each year in the spring. And it is flow-through federal money that flows through the State Department, and then it is allocated to each district using a specific formula. So this consolidated application includes our Title I, Title II, Title IV, IDEA, which is special ed, and then our special ed pre-K funds. So those are the 5 main grants that fall under consolidated. And so we've all been working on filling out that grant application and doing the budgets. Mainly, all of those budgets in Clinton City pay for staffing and just extra hands to help us provide quality instruction to kids and to meet the needs of children. But it does require board approval every year that you are willing to accept those federal funds and that we're willing to abide by the laws that are associated with it. We don't really expect, there's been a lot of talk about what's happening with the Department of Education at the federal level and what will happen with federal funding. We have been told that we don't expect a decrease this year in any kind of federal funding. I think it remains to be seen how that's going to play out in subsequent years, but we think that our funding this year will remain pretty stable. What they do is they've given us initial allocations right now, but as Scott said, those are so fluid. Those allocations ebb and flow as the year goes on, and then we've got the carryover money that will come in the fall, and so it definitely is a moving target grant, but we did not have to cut any positions or any student supports due to loss of federal funding this year, which is a good place to be. So we just need for you all to approve our consolidated application.
All right. Any questions or comments for Kelly? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consolidated application as presented.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to our vaping procedure.
Okay, well, I'm kind of introducing this new procedure that we're going to have. I'm going to ask Savannah from ASAP to come up to the microphone, but Shayla, who we all know very well as ASAP Executive Director and former Clinton City Schools alumni, she has come to us and has shared with us that ASAP is partnering with all of the local school districts on a vaping procedure. So we already have a drug-free workplace policy. This would be a procedure that we would partner with Anderson County Schools, Oak Ridge City Schools, and ASAP to where all 3 school districts in Anderson County would be doing the exact same response to vaping within the schools. And of course, our main goal is that if we do catch it, especially at the elementary level, that we address it quickly through, do we have one here? Have that. Through interventions, and ASAP has agreed to partner with us. I will say that luckily in Clinton City Schools, vaping is not really an issue that we have a lot of trouble or experience with, and we hope that it stays that way, certainly. But we have had a couple of instances where we have had to address that in 5th and 6th grade. And so I'm going to get Savannah to kind of just tell you about our partnership that would happen between Clinton City Schools and ASAP. I will tell you that it is my understanding that Oak Ridge City and Anderson County are already on board with this partnership. So Savannah, just kind of give us the Reader's Digest version of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say, just a subtle plug right off the top, I am a proud South Clinton Elementary School alum, and about half of our staff right now are Clinton City School alums. So we're very happy to be here, but I'm super happy to be in front of you all tonight. Thank you all for having me. Again, my name is Savannah Mead. I'm a prevention coordinator at ASAP of Anderson. In front of you is just a very brief overview of the vaping policy / procedure. So this kind of goes over how first offense, second offense, third offense, fourth offense is laid out. We currently are partnered with Anderson County Schools. They have adopted this for next school year. Oak Ridge City Schools is on board and working on getting it fully adopted for their upcoming school years. So we are working on that. I want to kind of point to a couple of things, especially for that first offense. So we see with first offense, the biggest thing with this policy and procedure outline is we're focusing on restorative justice. We don't want a situation where a child gets caught vaping and then they get sent home for a few days where they get to go home and maybe vape some more. That kind of happens with our older kids, but so we want to focus on, especially if we're getting younger kids, we want to focus on ways to help them instead of just fully punish them. So that Tuesday's in-school suspension does give it an opportunity for them to still be in school. There's still a punishment involved, but they are not kind of, putting another burden on maybe their parents or caregivers, and also they are not getting a little bit of a, oh, I get to go home this week. So that's the biggest thing. The second biggest thing is under ASAP, that Coping Conversations. If you have not heard of that program before, we have started it this year. Coping Conversations is a 5 completely free session of life coaching. It focuses on alternative coping skills and building those pathways right now while kids still have their malleable brains, and building positive associations with things that are, you don't have to turn to vaping if you are experiencing anxiety, or if you're experiencing trouble at home, or if you're experiencing other things or other coping skills. So the Coping Conversations, it has the Addiction Severity Index intake process. We are following that. We're partnering with Ridgeview to get that intake assessment good to go. It's already good to go. I don't know why I said it like it was in the process. This is already in program, so this is how it goes. ASI intake, each individual student gets their own individual plan for those 5 sessions. We follow evidence-based research, and we also follow our programs that we use for other vaping, such as Catch My Breath and Botman Life Skills, and other things that we can provide for you all if you all are interested. And then if that goes further and a student needs to be referred out, we do have a direct partnership with Ridgeview that it can be referred out if there's something more mental health or more on the lines of addiction. Again, like you said, this is not a huge issue that you all are seeing in Clinton City schools, so hopefully that is not a route we need to go down, but it's good to be prepared. I will say in some of our schools in our vaping class, we have seen as young as 4th, 5th, and some even 3rd grade. So I don't want anyone to think that this is out of the realm of possibility for our elementary schoolers. It unfortunately is very real, but we are hoping with some of these changes and with some of these new programs and some of this new prevention, we can all work to make that number go down. So not quite a Reader's Digest version, I apologize. But if anyone has any questions for me, I'll do my best to answer them. And if I can't, I'll be sure to get an answer back to you.
I think the biggest difference is for Clinton City, we don't really use the term ISS. We do PAC, which is called Personal Accountability Class. And in fact, Laura Roberts, that's part of our coordinated school health program, to where they go there, and it's more, like you said, of a restorative practices where we talk about the decisions that we're making. We're still completing the schoolwork to where we're not behind when we go back in class, but she's also incorporating activities that help address the consequence and why they have been put in there. So that would be one difference. It would just be PAC, it wouldn't be ISS. But I think one of the biggest things that we're hearing from children is the media is projecting that vaping is so much safer than cigarettes and that there's no harm in it. And so, in fact, they brought, Laura Roberts partnered with ASAP, and you all came and did a hiding in plain sight at one of our in-services this year, where it taught teachers all of the tricks of the trade that these marketers are putting vapes in. I mean, and you would never know as a teacher or as a parent that was a vaping instrument. I mean, it's crazy. And so the teachers got to see all the different ways that this could look, so we could learn to identify it if we happen to see that in the classroom. So we really appreciate you partnering with us on that. But I think it would send a good, solid, I guess, message across Anderson County if all districts were handling this in a similar matter. There again, I don't suspect that we would hopefully be not using this very much in the elementary level, but we would have that and be consistent if that does darken our doors.
And if anyone's interested in a Hidden in Plain Sight training and you weren't able to take that, please let us know. We can get that set up for you. Hidden in Plain Sight's a great program that can show you things that you wouldn't even think to look for. And so we have our health educator at the Anderson County Health Department, Madison Moore. She's great at those, and she provides those. So if you're interested, let me know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you. All right. Oh, all right. With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve our ASAP vaping procedure. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to reports from supervisors.
Okay, we got almost all of them on the front row. Let's start in the back with Miss Bonesteel. Miss Bonesteel has been doing Teacher Appreciation Week this week, 90s theme.
All right, so we are currently celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week, and we've been celebrating really big this week with a 90s themed teacher appreciation. So we've had different dress-up days. So if you'll just look at our Facebook, we've had some really fun days with that, and the kids have enjoyed it. We played 90s Singo today, and the kids were rooting for their teacher, so it was super fun. We've had a lot of community sponsors to help us do all this for our teachers. So I want to say thank you to the following people or businesses for sponsoring us and taking care of our teachers this week. TVA Federal Credit Union, the Weedman Lawn Care, Southern Made Teas, Andrew York, South Clinton Baptist, Bear Stevenson, First Baptist Church, Renee Cooper, McDonald's in Clinton, ORNL FCU, and Jane Holt. So they've provided lunches, snacks, breakfast, items for swag bags for our teachers, gift cards. So I just want to say a big thank you to all those people for making it happen to make our teachers feel special. We kicked off the week with an assembly that was led by our student leadership team. So I turned it over to them, and they were in charge of the whole thing, and they did a great job. It was very sweet. And they awarded each teacher with their swag bag, and they decided on a superlative for each staff member. So every staff member got a certificate, and the kids got to vote on what that teacher's superlative was going to be.
So what was yours, Miss Bunstead?
Mine was most likely to start in a musical, because they know that I love musicals. So, and I play music and sing every morning outside. So, we are also going to be celebrating our amazing students and all their hard work next week. So we've got some fun surprises planned for our kiddos to celebrate Student Appreciation Week next week. We are having field day tomorrow, and hopefully, if the weather cooperates, we're going to be holding our outdoor field events at the South Clinton football field. So we would love to have anybody that wants to come by and help with field day stop by. We're also having our annual talent show on Thursday, May 15th at 8:30 in the morning. We really need some guest judges. So if anybody would like to come and help judge the talent at South Clinton Elementary, let me know, because we would love to have you. And we'll also be having our cookout on May 15th. And then before I forget, I do want to say a huge congratulations to Jason Glasshauser, who is the music teacher at South Clinton and at North Clinton. And he, for the third year, has received the CMA Music Teacher of Excellence Award, which is a huge honor. It's a very rigorous process to go through that, and we're super proud of him. So the press release went out on Tuesday, so I got to go over to North Clinton, and Monica and I got to surprise him in front of his 5th grade class and let him know that he had won that award. So that was really fun to be able to do that together. So congratulations to him. We're super proud to have him in Clinton City Schools.
And didn't that come, is it a $10,000 or 5?
I think it's 5. He gets $5,000.
$5,000,
Yes.
okay.
And are we voting this year for a school board member to get to go to the CMAs with him?
Hey, I've tried for the past 2 years to get him to take me to the CMAs.
I know.
He took his brother, so.
He gets to go to a special dinner, and then he gets to go to the CMA Awards. And so Leanne and I have gotten invited to go to the dinner with him. But we were surprised Lauren Daigle was there, so we got to see Lauren Daigle, and that was really neat. But definitely congratulations to him.
I just want to say, I've had my, picture made with Case Brooks.
Yes, and one year it was Brooks and Dunn, and they were going to be the singers, and Jason didn't have any idea who they were. And I was like, Jason, I can't even talk to you. If you do not know the Boot Scoot and Boogie, I'm not really sure that you can teach music in Clinton City Schools. Oh. Okay, next up, do you want to come up, Miss Monica? Is this your last one?
It is.
This is your last report.
It is.
I'm going to have to take your picture then. While you're giving the report, I'm going to take your picture.
I don't know about that either.
We have finally finished with TCAPs and sent them off this last week, and we're currently working to finish up our spring benchmark assessments. We just have a handful of students who are finishing up their iReady, and I was reviewing their iReady growth this year. We want to see 100% growth for 1 year growth for each child, and except for about 5 or 6 kids in the building that have had, again, some illnesses, we had about 149% growth. in math and 182% growth in reading for iReady for their spring benchmark. So we were super, super proud of our students. We had our Career on Wheels recently last week, thanks to Caroline Wilson for organizing. We had some wonderful representatives from CUB, Anderson County Animal Control, the Clinton High School ROTC, Clinton Fire Department and Police Department brought a canine. We had Todd Howell there. Emma Denton helped arrange for Todd Howell to come. We had the United States Postal Service came and brought water bottles for every student. And of course, we had Kona Ice that was provided by Officer Myville and one of our substitutes and is a grandmother in our building, Rhonda Smith. They both provided Kona Ice for all of the students and staff at the school for that. Then the next day, you'd think we're having just giant parties all the time. The next day we had Morgan Fleming, who's the daughter of an assistant in our building, Angie Fleming. She is a UT grad student, and she has decided that every year she's going to bring a science expo to North Clinton. And so she brings other grad school students that are in sciences, different sciences from UT, and they have interactive booths for the kids to go through. And so they take the younger kids at one part of the day and the older kids at the other part of the day. And I mean, there were Madagascar cockroaches crawling all over people's hands. We had lots of color and light activities and things that were floating with some dry ice. I don't know how all that worked. Thank goodness I don't know how all that worked. We had some snakes that were alive and passed away, kissing of fish that were no longer with us. Huh?
Why didn't we get to come?
I know, it was really, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Next year they get invited.
That's exactly. We had some really neat sound wave activities where the kids were making different sounds and watching the sound waves come up and seeing how that interacted with that. But Morgan Fleming has offered that to us. We did not ask her to do that. She's offered to do that for us for the last 3 years, and the kids absolutely love it. We went to BizTown yesterday with the rest of the district and had really good time with that. And this week is Riff Week in our library. Our yearbooks for the district will go home tomorrow. We'll have field day on Monday, a cookout on Tuesday provided by SFE. And of course, Clinton Fire Department likes to come and do our spring cookouts for all of our schools. And then our fourth grade's going to Little Ponderosa and J.C. Park with the South Clinton fourth grade group. Then the Anderson County Schools are going to do their senior walk the following Thursday. And then we have first, second, and third grade are going to the zoo on Friday. Kimberly Odell's going to do some science PLCs on the 20th. And we're being a little bit copying, Leanne. We're going to do our very first ever talent show that kids are signing up for. We have students who are practicing to recite entire books, like The Little Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly. Some of our primary students, they are practicing really hard, so they've got some talents to show off. So we're gonna have a little spoken word. We may have some singing and dancing and things like that. And then, of course, we'll have our awards day on the 21st. So thank you.
Woo, made so much fun. Woo, very good. Ms. Sharp?
Well, I also wanted to start out by mentioning how proud I am of our students and teachers for completing TCAP. It seems like you have the beginning of this semester and then April comes and it's TCAP mode, and now it's just crazy event time, but we're glad that that's over. And we have also been celebrating. We had our end of the year celebration on May 6th. And I don't know if you got a chance to drive by the school, but we had bounce houses, and we weren't quite sure what the foam party was going to be, but the kids got to play in foam, and it was just a really good time.
My child was filthy.
Yeah, thank you. Kids get dirty. It happens. They had a blast. The kids were saying, this is the best day ever, and we got some really cute pictures. The kids look like clouds, but that was sweet. I feel like they felt rewarded, like it was, we work hard and we play hard. I want to congratulate Matt Neal on successful field days. I feel like we had to reschedule field day once because of the rain, but I swear for the last several years it's rained on field day. But Matt Neal just rolls with it, and I know he gets anxious wanting everyone to have a good time, but I think the kids had a blast, so I want to congratulate him. We also went to BizTown on May 7th, and it was funny. I think one of the businesses one of the kids said, we got all this money, we can just split it and go spend it. And then they were disappointed that they didn't win. So that was a great learning opportunity on how to use your money and manage it wisely. Tonight we had our 3rd and 4th grade musical performances. I know that our musical performances are shorter than maybe they used to be at the end, but the amount of time, what people don't realize, the amount of time that Mr. Case spends teaching the kids to read music and stay with the beat, which is a war in itself. But they did a great job tonight, so I wanted to brag on Mr. Case. We are also currently having our book fair right now. We will have a water day on May 13th where the fire department is going to come and glisten our children with some water. And Dream Dance will also be there that day. May 14th is cookout. And we have been celebrating our teachers this week as well with goodies and a popcorn bar and nachos and just fun stuff. We appreciate them so much. And also, it was School Nurses Day yesterday, so we got to celebrate Miss Kristen King, and she is one of the best of the best. She really acts so quickly when needed. I'm very impressed with her, but we want to congratulate her on doing a good job. The 22nd is graduation, and I don't know if you're going to talk about this, but I would like to say something about Jill Whitaker.
I would love for you to say something about
Okay,
Jill Whitaker.
okay, thank you. So you all probably already know that Jill Whitaker is retiring. I know she has been with the school system for a long time. Jill is a staff member who loves kids with her whole heart, and that's very evident. And also, she is the person that you go to when you need anything in the building. And if she doesn't have it, she'll quite often bring it to you the next day just to keep in the office. So I just wanted to mention Jill and how much we appreciate and love her. And we will miss her over the summer, but she is going to come back and do an interim for us. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp. I think one of the things that you see, the transitions that Jason Glasshauser has brought to our music department, it's been a definite mind shift from the canned programs. You know, back in the day, we would purchase a canned program and the kids would just learn the songs and stand on the stage and sing, and there may be a couple that have a speaking part and a couple that have a dancing part. But the whole philosophy of the Orff style of music is really teaching the foundational pieces of music through play and creativity and experimentation. And so when you walk into their music rooms now, it is very much about learning the beat and learning the music and movement and creation. And so they're creating their own songs, which when parents go and see, it may not be as pretty and glamorous as the canned program, but the ownership that they feel that they have created it, and they are so proud. And you see 5th and 6th grade boys dancing and moving, and they feel great about it, which you normally don't see. And so it's definitely been a shift. The programs are, you know, maybe a little bit shorter, and the songs may not be as beautiful and have harmony parts, but the kids have created it, and they're using instruments and they're keeping the beat, and so it's really more of a developmental foundational style of music, and it's really neat to see. They love going to music.
The band was amazing at the Mosaic Festival. The
Yes.
Blaze Band, I was so impressed.
The Blaze Band did great. They did. Mr. Case has done a great job. So that concludes our principal reports.
All righty, look over the other reports for information as we move on into the director's report.
So just a couple of minutes. I'm going to tell you, May is fast and furious. Kids are tired, teachers are tired, lots is going on, and we prepare for TCAP, and then after TCAP, it's like, wow, now let's try to make some good memories. So it is definitely hopping in each school, as you can tell by the agenda of each principal. But we are hanging on, and we are enjoying the month of May, and it's going fast and furious. So as the principal said, students are completing their iReady into benchmarks, and Jamie, it's so funny to watch her in the office as this data comes through, because she just can't wait to see it, and she's yelling in my office, you know, so-and-so has 300% growth, and we're doing leg kicks and we're screaming. But honestly, our iReady growth does look good at each one of the 3 schools. And in June, once it's all done, Dr. Jordan will kind of present that to you and show you what that looks like. And then we're also doing the Ames Webb Universal Screener. These 2 assessments are given after TCAP, and all these are given 3 times a year. But the Ames Web is an essential piece because that is with the third grade promotion pathway. How they do on the Ames Web determines if we can appeal that with the State Department or not. So we still want students to definitely do their best on these assessments. Speaking of third and fourth grade promotion pathways, we should receive the quick scores back from TCAP on May the 20th. That will not show us necessarily proficiency rates or growth. What it's going to basically just show us is just the number of questions that students answered correctly. But they will give Jamie a conversion chart that will show us at least if they met the proficiency for the promotion to fourth grade. And so Dr. George has already been communicating with parents that this is happening, and then we will communicate with parents as soon as we get those quick scores. And then Jamie will work with the parents on if they qualify for an appeal, if they need to go to summer school, if they need to be put in all-core tutoring for next year. So that will be kind of a quick turnaround with lots of communication with some very anxious third grade children and parents. Great news that the auditorium chairs, they are on order, and we have been given a projected installation date of July 7th, 2025. So we're going to hopefully hold them to that. I don't know if we will be able to have our beginning of the year meeting in there or not, but I'm hoping that they can have that put together by then, as Scott's laughing at me saying, yeah, they're probably not going to, but we do have a backup plan of where we can meet with our staff if that's not ready. The Blaze Bowling season has ended, and we always end on a bang with a staff-student bowl at the Clinton Community Center. So we had several teachers that went out and had a bowl off with our students at the Community Center on Wednesday, so that was a great event. Jason Glasshauser and Dana Denton lead that as part of our Blaze Well-Rounded, and just a fabulous time. So you know about Mr. Glasshauser winning the CMA Music Award. Obviously, some dates that are coming up is sixth grade graduation is on Thursday, May 22nd at 9 o'clock at the Clinton Community Center. That is open to the public. And then we are once again partnering with JA Junior Achievement, and we are doing our own Clinton City Schools JA BizTown Camp, which I'm sure Wendy Manis will have a little bit to do with. And so we actually sign up 70 4th through 6th graders. And I'm going to tell you, those applications come in and we are full by day one. I mean, parents are very nervous about getting their applications in, and we do have a waiting list, but this is a free camp that Clinton City Schools pays for, and the Junior Achievement puts it on, and it's a 4-day camp, and it is intense where they basically become entrepreneurs, and they develop their own business, and they have to develop their marketing plan. They have to interview for a job. It is so much fun to see, and the kids' reactions are just wonderful. And then, of course, our 5th graders just went there, and Wendy, you're going to tell us that they were the absolute best behaved and a wonderful group of kids? Yep, they were absolutely the best. So she always says she can tell a difference in the caliber when Clinton City Schools comes, and that certainly is our expectation. But we do appreciate our partnership with JA. As you know, all of our kids in all grade levels participate in their curriculum each year. I know Scott Ray is he volunteers his time to go and teach to 4th grade, and so we're lucky to have that partnership. Once again, the Exceptional Artist Camp is going to be held at Clinton Elementary School from June 2nd through the 6th. Allison Swanner takes the lead on that. She's got about 155 Clinton City students, and then students around the region. So this is just not open to Clinton City Schools, it's open to all the region to come. This year, her theme is going to be so much fun. It is 3D art. And so the t-shirt that the kids get is going to be 3D. And I don't even know how this works. But anyway, it is 3D, so you can wear your glasses and then it makes your shirt 3D. And so they're going to work on some major 3D projects. But it's a great way to showcase our school. We open it up to other community kids, but we're looking forward to hosting that again this year. And then our summer learning camps are going to begin at North Clinton Elementary School on June 2nd. That's going to run throughout the month of June. We currently have about 221 of our students that have registered to attend that. We do see that the attendance fluctuates. We will not maintain an attendance every day of 221 kids, but we're certainly glad that many signed up. So each day, it's a full day. They get a block of English language arts, a block of math, they get a block of intervention. Their favorite part of the day is STREAM. So there's an hour of STREAM where they're going in and doing science, technology, engineering, math, and art, and that is by far their favorite. But it's a great time. It's just a more relaxed learning environment. The teachers have a great time with kids. We do Kona Ice on Fridays. We are providing transportation to this. The state provides transportation money. So North Clinton is housed there, but we will be providing transportation to any South Clinton, Clinton Elementary kid that needs help getting to North Clinton. And then in years past, the Boys and Girls Club held a satellite spot there to where when school dismissed, they could just stay at North Clinton. But this year, we're going to utilize that transportation grant to take them to Clinton Community Center so they can be with the other campers with Boys and Girls Club. And then, so this is our days of last. So teachers' last day will be on May the 23rd. Secretary's last day will be the following Friday, May 30th, and then principal's last day will be on June the 6th. And as we're wrapping up this school year, believe it or not, we are spending more time actively planning for next school year. So we will end the school year with a bang. We'll have a short summer of work, and then we'll be ready to greet smiling faces on August the 1st for our 131st year of Tradition of Excellence. So busy times in Clinton City Schools, but all is well. So any questions for me?
Playground.
Playground. So the playground,
Been asked a
it has
couple
been
times,
ordered,
so.
yeah. It's been ordered, and we were told that it was, what, a 8 to 10 week lag time was what the email that I got from Tammy. And so we are ready to go on our end. We just need the equipment to come in. And when the equipment comes in, we'll move forward on installation. I'm still Pollyanna, and am hopeful that it will be ready to go by August.
Of 25.
No, it's ordered. It's coming. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. But it really, we're just waiting for it to
I
come
sort
in.
of told some constituents it would be ready for school to start, so.
It should be closed.
Cl-
We have to put a fence around it. There's some other things other than just the playground, but it should be closed.
I can't lie, so can you make sure it's ready?
It'd be closed.
Scott, that's called he's putting pressure on you to say, yes, it will be ready.
It'll be ready.
All right, anything else? All right, great things continue to happen at Clinton City Schools, and with that, I'll declare this meeting adjourned.